Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist JP Dice checking in with you right here on myfoxal.com, also MyFox Tracker, and on social media. Wes Wyatt with me. And Wes, those are nice temperatures to have ahead of a snow event. It's not really all that cold out there.
Yeah, it's close to 50 degrees there over parts of West Alabama. I see you're showing the upper low. This is what we're watching for tomorrow. Cold pocket of air aloft. How strong will that be when it moves in here? You know, we first saw this thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
We first started talking about this.
We did. We picked up on that, and there's several models that we've been focusing in on. Really, with all these winter weather events, the NAM model that we talk about has been one of the models of choice. We have looked at some other forecast models, some of them a little higher, some a little lower in terms of snowfall accumulation. This is what we're thinking tomorrow. This is based on all the information that we have in hand, and it looks like the northern portion of the Fox 6 viewing area will have the highest probability of seeing some significant snowfall, 4 to 6 inches of snowfall there, 2 to 4 across the Birmingham metro area. Tuscaloosa, your chances are a little lower for any accumulating snowfall. Northern Tuscaloosa County, a better chance towards Samantha. In the Anniston area, while you might be kind of on that border in Anniston, Oxford, you get over Blue Mountain up into northern Calhoun and on into Etowah County, and again, some accumulating snowfall. A lot of us wonder, when's this going to start? And I think probably the onset maybe as early as 10 a.m.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot of confusion. JP, we sent a graphic out talking about impacts, and that's the thing we're trying to figure out. Again, our story really hasn't changed here. We expect some accumulating snowfall, but this is a wet snow. Nothing like the setup last January where we had 19 degrees and snow outside. We're going to be above freezing when this starts. It's a dynamic cooling type event. We're going to be looking at where the most intense snow sets up, and we think that's going to be to the north. So, you know, when you look at 1 to 3 inches around the Birmingham area, a lot of that's going to be on car tops and grassy areas, but how does that really impact roads?
Yeah, and that makes it here's a neat little graphic that we've got here together. If you're in Calera and Shelby County, there's a very small chance of you being able to build a snowman. Birmingham and northward, a little bit better chance, maybe around the Trussville area. Jasper, I think you'll be able to build one there, and probably on into Blount County, Coleman County. I have consistently seen the forecast models just spit out a lot of snow there around the Hansville area and southern portions of Coleman County, maybe even Warrior and Kimberly, those areas in Jefferson County for tomorrow. Timing, I want you to see this. This will take you forward through time. Notice the temperatures, they're not dramatically cold. Kind of the sweet spot for snowfall around here is temperatures around 32 to 33 degrees. Okay, 8:30 in the morning, I think we started some rain to the west. 10 o'clock in the morning, you're probably saying, is it going to snow? This is just all rain, just a bunch of rain out there.
So you got a wet ground.
A wet ground.
You know, that's another thing to factor in.
And then by 12:30, we start seeing that changeover in the western portion of our viewing area. This particular model, and I know you can't hang your hat on one forecast model, but has been showing a general trend up to the north in terms of the highest accumulations of snowfall. I disagree with this one a little bit. I think it will bring it a little bit farther to the south, but what I do think it hangs on to, there's going to be a part of our area where it's just going to be rain, and there's going to be a pretty defined line where it's going to be some substantial snowfall coming down.
Right, some significant impacts there to the north. I mean, you see by 5 o'clock we're showing near freezing temperatures. If we have intense snow, we're going to drop close to freezing. A lot of snow that could turn to ice. Some major impacts for parts of our area, especially to the north, and that's one thing we're really trying to highlight is where is that going to be?
And there's always uncertainty. Yeah. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for the entire area. Okay? This is not a guarantee cast. No. This is what we think. This is what we think is going to happen. My best advice to anybody is pay close attention to the weather here over the next 24 hours before you leave the house early tomorrow morning. Check in with us for updated information. We're trying to share with you the best information we have, and usually that best information is the closer you get to a particular weather event. So check back in, of course, at 5 o'clock. Wes Wyatt's going to be taking your questions online, myfoxal.com. I'm going to be on TV, and I'll show you some updated information then as well. Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist JP Dice. We'll see you later.